And 3, 2, 1, you're live.
This is Terry Crews coming to you from WFOV 92.1 LPM Flint, Michigan. This is the world according to TC, Terry Crews, and we're going to have some interesting subjects on this program, and you will be able to call in at 810-239-2901. 8-239-2901. I have my boss here tonight,
Boss?
Mr. Paul Harrington.
I like that.
His people are from down my way in Valdosta, Georgia.
Right.
I'm from Edison, Georgia, right up the road from Valdosta.
Okay.
And he's quite a guy here. He's electronic genius. And I ran into him, just ran into him, that's all. I tell you, for one thing, I've been places that I never thought I'd be. I've been done things I never thought I'd do. And the last thing, I never thought I'd do radio or television. But I'm going to tell you people, I taught school at the Broome Center, building construction maintenance. I supervisor, Buick Motor Division, quality control, and maintenance. A lot of things has happened to me in this life. And I can tell you one thing, I got a lot of whippings as a kid because I daydreamed all day long. And my grandmama gave me the stick. I had to, and everything I've ever daydreamed, it's happened to me. And I think there's much more in store, much more in store. I'm not surprised at anything. I mean, not surprised at anything. Excuse me. I ran into Mr. Harrington just by accident. I ran into Mr. Harrington just by accident. He's quite a fellow.
I think I'm going to let you call me Harrington 3 more times,
Okay.
and then I'm going to tell you it's Herring.
Herring.
Just like the fish.
Okay, sir. Okay. We're gonna have a question and answers program here. Mr. Harrington.
Well, that's a good question. Who gets to ask the questions?
You can ask him, and I can ask him.
I can ask the questions.
Yes,
and you
sir.
Can ask them. All right.
Yes, sir.
I can see this is going to be interesting.
Yes, sir.
I am excited about the prospects
So
of
am
your
I.
show.
So am I.
Now, I understand, and those of you who are watching, the goal of this show is to kind of be intergenerational.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for young people to come out and sit down with Mr. Crews and I guess try to explain some of the current going-ons to us so that we can understand it. And maybe we can do the same for some of the things that they don't quite understand.
Yes.
So
Yes.
a gap in the generation will be filled here on The World According to Terry Crews, right?
Hopefully we can. We've been in this country since the 16th century.
Uh-huh.
That's almost about 600 years.
Right?
And I would like to see our people, and especially this is the 21st century,
Mm-hmm.
we should be more progressive than we are. I climbed, I dug my hands in, my foot in, everything I can to make it, and I did.
Well, I'm curious to what we're not doing or what I'm not in your generation.
Mhm.
I don't think I am.
Right.
We got 20 years on each other, don't we?
Yeah,
About 20?
yeah.
Okay, so we're not of the same generation.
Right.
And I know that my generation was upset at your generation for doing the status quo.
Right. Right.
You know, I think it was the generation prior to that, my grandfather, who was the strugglers.
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents built off of his struggle.
They open doors.
Open doors.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So your generation, you would be my grandfather's generation,
Yes.
right?
Yes. But I'm 75.
75.
Yes.
Okay. My dad was, how old was my dad? I think my dad was 83 when he passed. Yeah, when he passed.
Mhm.
So I can kind of relate to his time
Yes.
frame. So I'm seeing the black and white photos. I'm seeing the what you were born in what
1945.
45.
It was exactly 4 days before the atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. I ushered in the nuclear age. There was never time before man had the capability of destroying himself off the face of this earth until 1945. They dropped that bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and we had to take another look at what we're doing.
Well, I'm not going to ask you about 1955.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you 45. I'm going to ask you about 1955.
10
10 years old, right?
1955, 10 years old. I was in elementary school. I ran into a lot of interesting people. For one thing, in 1953, I met the greatest woman in the world as far as teachers are concerned. I was wreaking havoc then, man. I got a woman every day.
Oh, wow.
Because I was bad. You know, I couldn't understand why they want to whoop me, but I wasn't doing things according to their role. You know, I wasn't doing things like they wanted me to do. But they finally saw it after I got older. Miss Mazik, she was my third grade school teacher.
Mm.
She took me and Bobby Porter, a friend of mine,
Okay.
to Tuskegee, Alabama.
Now, how old were you now?
I was about 7 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except because I started school
Yeah.
at 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something very innocent, and it haunted me all my life. I saw a black man on his knees and a plow behind him, and in front of him, there was a man lifting a veil, lifting a sheet, actually lifting a sheet.
Uh-huh.
And that was Booker T. Washington, lifting the veil of ignorance from black people's face. We had some intellectuals, W.E.B. Du Bois,
Uh-huh.
and some go-getters like Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, and others.
This isn't your generation, is it?
No, it was before me.
Okay, but those are what you were exposed to when you went down there to
I was exposed
ski.
to that in Tuskegee. Tuskegee was only 100 miles from my hometown.
Oh, okay.
And that inspired me to do something. And I had a school teacher named Mr. Miller.
Okay.
He came to town, and he took me places. I was in agriculture, and I went to a high school, a vocational high school. I learned so much there, and I put it to practice in everyday living, because I build things.
Okay.
I'm a purpose-driven man. That's it. I'm a purpose-driven man, and I just enjoy what I do. I know that it's the right thing to do, because sometimes we get into a rut, and we forget about who we are. Man, do you ever know who I am today? I know who I am today. And there's no question about it.
And are you saying that the generation that is now, and I'm guessing when I say now, I'm talking about the 20-somethings, the 20 to 30-year-olds. Are you saying that they're not as say diligent or as possessed or as motivated as your generation was?
No, they're not. Because one thing, when I came to Flint, I was 22 years old.
Okay.
I saw kids running amok here. Something I never experienced as a child.
That's still 50 years ago now.
I know it.
So that's the next generation after you.
That's right.
Okay.
And it's still going.
All right.
Somehow, some way, there's got to be a George Washington out there. I don't know what his name is. I don't know, but he's coming along. And he's going to have to lift that veil again. And we need it. Do we ever need that veil of ignorance lifted from our people?
Well, what ignorance are you talking about? What's going on? Why is this generation? I don't know. You would think with the information age, right? You would think with all the computers and all the technology that we have, that we would be a little more woke now. We're aware that the Willie Lynch letters were not written by a Virginia slave owner.
Mm-hmm.
that it was a propaganda piece by the Black nationalist movement to get black people motivated to vote.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Yes.
But back in the day, you didn't.
No.
You know what I mean?
Didn't know
that had been
no.
debunked recently
Right.
as to what it is. Now, it's not
Propaganda.
saying that the topic of discussion within the letter isn't true and that the principles in the letter wouldn't work
Mm-hmm.
and that they actually weren't used. It's just that it didn't happen in the 1800s.
Right.
So, I mean, those type of things with the internet are constantly being revealed. I was telling Donna earlier that I never knew where the word hunky came from.
Me either.
Never knew where the word hunky
Me
came
either.
from.
Till I went in the army.
I was listening to Dick Gregory
Yeah.
on the Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
and he explained about the rich white senators and congressmen and businessmen in Chicago
Mm-hmm.
would hire the black drivers to take them to the brothel
Right.
over the state line.
Right.
And when they would pull up into the driveway, they would honk the horn.
that's all right. I never knew that.
Right. I didn't know that either.
I never knew it.
I didn't know that either. But it seems that, I guess we've got to be a little more, at least woke, in understanding our positioning in the society than perhaps you were in your 20s. I mean, it was in your face back then, right?
Right.
It was in your
Right
face,
in your
and you were
face.
dealing with it in your face.
In my face. But I tell you what, there's some people that you learn to admire because they respect you.
Mm-hmm.
And you respect them. And I've learned there's a lot of people out there had our backs that we didn't even know about.
Okay.
Sure did. Had our backs that we didn't even know about. Now, come to the 21st generation, there's some people that they need to be told some things, and they're not getting it at home. They're not getting it in the church. The pastors are scared to mention it because I want to step on nobody's feet. But that's what he needs to do. He needs to get our people in tune with what's going on.
But I again, wouldn't they say that's what they're doing?
No. They're not doing it.
So what message would you give if you were in the pulpit? What would you be telling people has to happen?
I would tell our race of people, we have got to look like men and women. We got to look like men. You got to dress like men and women. When I went to school, I was neat. My hair was combed.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hat. My shoes were shined, and it's a different ball game now. You see people walking around just as sloppy as they can be.
But that's not everybody, Terry. That's not everybody.
I know it's not everybody,
And
but-
it wasn't everybody back in your day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always going to be that
That one
small
certain segment
population that's
that's-
embarrassing to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's whether
White
you're
and
black
white.
or white or
That's
whatever.
right.
So
Very
if we
right.
focus on the knuckleheads, don't we become knuckleheads?
Yeah, if we do.
You know what I mean? So we need
That's
to
right.
focus and spotlight on our aspirations instead of shining a light on our disappointments.
We have some people that are doing so. I know about this kid. He went to the academy right here in Flint,
Okay.
and he went on a scholarship to Kettering.
Okay.
He was tops in his class,
Mhm.
some of the top people. He was tops in his class, and right now, what he learned at Kettering, he's got a job in photographics, and he lives in Tacoma, not Tacoma, but Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
And his mother and his father, the people that raised him, are so proud, because that guy is all right with it. You know.
Well, that's maybe the challenge that you
Mhm.
should put out to your audience.
Yeah.
I want you guys to show me your stars.
Right.
You
Right.
know, if your baby is on the dean's list, if your baby is doing everything they're doing, you want to talk to them.
That's right.
And you want to kind of convince other people to get like them
That's right.
instead of diss on them, right?
Now I tell you, I guess I'm not in tune with sports because I never played. I had to work
Okay.
rather than play sport. But I would like to see. Now there's some kids out here in the summertime. They're in the middle of the road. They stopping cars. They want to get someplace. We got to go play basketball. I asked the kid one day. I said, "Where are the people that's going to math class? Where are they? They ain't collecting nothing. They should be honored and respected just as a basketball player or a football player."
Well, you know, we are strong advocates of the NAACP's AXO program.
Right.
Are you familiar with AXO?
No, I'm not.
It's the Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics of the Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly what you just said, the gentleman that founded it decided that our scholars needed to be recognized
That's right.
as much as our sports figures.
That's right.
So they have regional, local competitions here in Flint,
Mm-hmm.
regional competitions, and then national competitions. I think the last one was in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss Ella Green Moulton
Mm-hmm.
with the NAACP
Yes.
is always looking for kids to take down there and let shine. So if you guys know of some folks that could benefit
I'm gonna
from the
try my best, man.
AXO,
I'm looking.
yeah, they can
I'm
give us.
looking,
They can
brother.
give us a call here, 810-239-2901.
Right.
Also, if you've got some students that are doing groovy and great things to talk to Brother Cruz,
I want to know about
you can
it.
call the same number, 810-239-2901,
Yeah.
and get them on the list, because I think the phone's going to ring off the hook. What do you think, Terry?
I think it will. We make a big mistake if we see a boy almost 7 foot tall.
Uh-huh.
The first thing we say, "Oh, he gonna shoot that hoop. He gonna shoot that hoop." And if you see one big and strapping,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, he gonna run that ball. He gonna run that ball." But you never taking a look at that guy. That's really, he ain't saying that too much to anybody.
Right.
This guy that grew up from around me, his
Uh-huh.
name was Ferd Rett.
Ferd.
Rett. He grew up across the street from me when he was going to school. He went to school by himself and came home by himself. When he started college, he went to school by himself, came by himself, got a master's degree in counseling, and that's what Ferd did. But Ferd's life was cut short. He had a heart attack. He had heart problems. And I miss him so much because he was a great inspiration to me just to see him be. He didn't have to have no crowd. He didn't have to follow nobody. He walked tall by himself. And I love that.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the road to success is pretty lonely, It ain't too many traveling it. I'm serious. But, you can find everybody wants to do everything, but get down to the brass tacks. We need the intellectual people. And we need everything that we have, but let's put more emphasis on that book.
Ooh, Terry, what you saying?
Put more emphasis on that book. Math and science. You can go anywhere, man.
Okay, that book.
Math and science. That's what runs General Motors.
Okay.
Math and science. You'll get a scholarship. Math and science, brother.
Well, I mean, now is the the generation of YouTube and internet fame. People aren't necessarily looking to go that way, and actually, the problem with that is we've been steering people towards academics, and they've abandoned the skilled trades.
Yes.
So
yes, they
now
have.
there's a lack of plumbers and electricians
That's right.
and those type of positions
That's
where you
right.
can make $100 grand.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
You can make 100 grand being a plumber.
Yeah,
That's
why
right.
why aren't we going to steer our next generation into that? I mean, maybe nanotubes. It may be Kevlar.
Yeah.
Trampolines. We don't know what the next generation of skilled trades is going to be, do we?
Right? No.
Well, I guess we
don't
do.
know.
Somebody's planning it.
Yeah. I had one thing happen to me a month ago.
Okay.
I taught building maintenance up at the Broom Center.
Uh-huh.
I taught that class,
Right.
and a guy walked up to me and said, "You Terry Crews?" I said, "Yes." You remember me? I said, no. I said, where do I know you from?
Uh-huh.
He said, I was in your class at the Room Center. I said,
Okay.
really?
All right.
You was in my class, man? He said, I said, what you doing now? Did you get your GED?
Mhm.
He said, yes, I did. And I said, what you doing? He said, I'm working with a carpenter. And I had 20 people in that class, and that did me all the good to have taught that class and didn't cost them nothing to do it.
Right.
That gave me, I say, I did it. I did it. And I don't, the others don't have to show up. But one showed up, and I'm glad. Glad about that.
Oh, did they? Wait a minute. You only had one student in your class?
No, I had about 25 people.
Okay.
But this is the one that pointed me out.
Okay.
Because I didn't know him.
Okay.
But he had been in that class.
He recognized you and remembered
Yeah,
what you done.
yeah. And then that's been 25 years ago.
Right.
But it came to light then. I said, boy, I did something that somebody took a notice of.
Make you feel good, doesn't it?
I feel good about it.
I call those heaven points.
Hey man, I've been jumping up and down ever since. I ain't jumping. Just one. Somebody else, it must have touched somebody else. And maybe they'll come around. But just that one just gave me more. I am a purpose-driven man.
All right, Brother Cruz, how do we solve the world's problems in 30 minutes? We want to talk about the generation gap.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the difference between, I guess, work ethics, perhaps?
Yes.
But here's the thing is, we're only extrapolating, we're only guessing, unless we have someone of that age group to explain it to us.
Right.
Right?
And we're gonna have.
So we're putting a lot of pressure on folks that we can't validate.
Right.
You can't go by what you see in the media per
Right.
se, because they're slanted at best,
Slanted.
biased.
Always have been.
Right? Always have been. So Mama taught me to read between the lines.
Read between the lines. You better
And watch between the lines.
watch between the
What's
lines.
more important is what they're not
Telling you.
saying.
That's right.
Right?
But they're not saying.
So what they're not saying is what you really need to
You
be
wanna
listening
get
to.
into it.
But I don't think a lot of people got that kind of schooling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where in my household, when I was growing up, the TV was more of a learning tool
Right.
than entertainment. I spent more time with Sesame Street
My daughter
and
taught.
Zoom.
My daughter was reading in kindergarten.
Okay.
Because she was, Daddy, when I come home from work,
Uh-huh.
I was working first shift. Daddy, I want to read the paper to you. And she had that Flint journal, and she was, breaking them down in syllables. And boy, did she ever learn to read. And she wanted to go to writer school because she's a good writer.
Okay.
But instead, she chose law.
Hmm.
And right now, she's an administrative judge in Detroit. And the guy that she used to work for, the firm she used to work for,
Mhm.
they still call on her to do some writing.
Nice.
Yeah. Because he told me one time, they was in court, she and her boss was there, and he presented his paper and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
She said, the judge said, you didn't write that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He said, I know your stuff when I hear it. That lady wrote it. That's my
It was immediately busted.
He busted, yeah.
Well, listen, I know
They
that you.
laughed at
I know
him.
that you got some friends watching.
Yeah,
So I want you to make sure that you call them by name,
yes.
so that they know that you appreciate them coming out and supporting you in your new venture, this
Yes.
television
Charlie
internet
Shedrick.
show.
Charlie Shedrick.
Okay, go and look at Charlie. Charlie looking
Shedrick.
at
Don in Edison, Georgia.
you. Mm-hmm.
Sammy Lockhart. And Bobby Pete. A lot of other people there I grew up with them, and they were a little bit behind me, but they are people that I admire.
Uh-huh.
Miss Bertha Reed, her son Don.
Okay.
Don is sharp guy.
Like
you
it.
know? Yes. And those guys they did skilled jobs. They worked for the electrical company,
Mm-hmm.
worked on the city, keeping things in order. Now, the guy that I grew up working for his uncle, He's passed away,
Right.
but he was superintendent of the city.
Okay.
Maintenance, everything there. And I, one time I was home, and he had to go up on one of them water towers. Now, I know good and well I wouldn't go, but he went.
You wasn't gonna climb it, huh?
No, I always admired James Waters. He was a smart guy. He ran his uncle's funeral business there for a while. And Charlie Shedrick has always been, when he had another job, but he always was in the funeral business.
Okay.
He's always in the funeral business, and he's smart.
Now, was it a funeral place up here, or was it
No,
down
in
south?
Edison, Georgia.
In Edison.
And he was also the coroner
Okay.
in the county. Yeah.
All right. So I guess we've got a couple things going on here. You're looking for people that are watching, or perhaps know somebody
Right.
who has some 4.0 students
Yeah.
here in Flint,
Yes.
or some ambitious entrepreneurs, perhaps. Maybe academics wasn't the way they went,
Right.
and they went another way, or maybe some master electrician
Yes.
that's in his 20s. They can all call us here at 810-239-2901. That's 810-239-2901. I could also probably list in the comments, some contact information or email or something like that for us to get a hold of them.
I got.
So what do
I
you
got a
think?
friend here in Flint. Now, Al should have been anybody's superintendent. Al
You only
Hawkins.
got 50 seconds now. This sounds like it's a long story.
Al Hawkins, and he was a sharp dude. He should have been a politician, the way he talked to the bosses and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
He was good. He had me laughing, boy.
Well, all right. Well, hey, why don't you look at your people and say goodbye, because this one's in the can.
I want to let you know that this is Terry Crews World, according to TC, and I want you to tune in here every Friday afternoon at 8 o'clock. I'll be here with bells on. This is Terry Crews signing off, WFOV 92.1 LP FM, Flint, Michigan, University Avenue.
Our Voices Radio. Be heard.